Hello guys, welcome to my channel, Movies Explained. Today we talk about movie PS-1, means Ponniyin Selvan. The beginning of this movie told us that 1000 years ago, there was a king Sundara Chola in the Chola kingdom, who had two sons and a daughter. The elder son named Aditya Karikalan, the younger son named Arunmoji, known as Ponniyin Selvan. He was called by saying, because in his childhood he survived drowning in the Ponni river. Since then his name was Ponniyin Selvan. Sundara Chola, king of the Tanjavur Chola dynasty, was lying sick, and Arumoji had gone to Sehla to fight with King Mahindra, and Aditya was fighting in north with Rashtrakutas king Kottiga. Aditya know that there is a conspiracy going on in the palace, and to find out, Aditya asks his friend Vanthiyathevan to go there, and inform his father Sundar Chola, and his sister Punduvai about whatever he finds out there. On reaching there, Vanthiyathevan see Parveteshwar, the most powerful chieftain of the Chola dynasty. Parveteshwar had married a younger queen than him, who was very beautiful to see. On reaching the palace, Vanthiyathevan hear and look Parveteshwar and some ministers talking. They say Tanjavur's king Sundara Chola wants to make his elder son Aditya the king, while Gandharthidar's son Madhurantakan should be made the king, because he is the rightful owner of that kingdom. That's why Madhurantakan comes there and shares his desire to become king. After this, Parveteshwar and all the ministers together start plotting to make Madhurantakan the king. Vanthiyathevan overhears all this, and he goes to reach King Sundar Chola, and he meets Nandini on the way, and Nandini gives him the royal ring and invites her to meet him in Tanjavur's court tomorrow. Vanthiyathevan takes the ring and goes to Tanjavur's commander and tells him that chieftain Parveteshwar has sent a message with ring for King Sundar Chola. And so the commander brings it to the king, and then Vanthiyathevan tells King Sundara Chola that Parveteshwar and other ministers conspired together to remove you from the throne, and your son Aditya has asked to give this message to you. On hearing this, the commander becomes suspicious of him, as the commander was Parveteshwar's younger brother, and so he sends some soldiers with him to imprison Vanthiyathevan, but Vanthiyathevan runs away. From there he directly reaches Nandini's room. There he tells Nandini that he has come to convey Aditya's message to Aditya's sister Kunduvai. Then Nandini says that after sending the message to Kunduvai, whatever will be the answer, he should come and tell me first. Then chieftain Parveteshwar comes there, and he comes to know that a messenger has gone to meet the king, by use his name, and he tell the commander that he didn't send anyone. Catch him before Parveteshwar comes to Nandini. Nandini out Vanthiyathevan to other way. Nandini does this so that she will know about Kunduvai's plan, and they're also shown that Nandini had come there to take revenge her lover King Veerpandian, and here she sends her accomplice Sehla to kill Arumoji. In the next scene we see that Vanthiyathevan going to meet Kunduvai and informs her of the conspiracy. Then Kunduvai gives him a message to go to Sehla and bring Arunmoji to Tanjavur. And we also know here that Princess Kunduvai and Vanthiyathevan are in love with each other. Kunduvai had a good understanding of politics, that's why she had not married yet. Since King Sundar Chola was sick, she was handling everything. In the next scene, Madhurantakan's mother asks him to give up the throne, as his father happily gave his throne to King Sundar. But Madhurantakan does not listen to her. In the next scene, Aditya's grandfather asks him to go back to Tanjavur after fighting many battles in the north, and he angrily tells them that he will never go back to Tanjavur because Nandini lives there. And then Nandini appeared before Aditya many years later. At that time Nandini was in love with Veerapandiya, the king of Pandyas, and when Aditya was fighting a war with Veerapandiyan, Veerapandiya was hiding in a camp in the forest, and when Aditya came to know, he reached to kill Veerapandiyan, where Aditya had seen Nandini, and Nandini also requests to leave Veerapandiyan alive, but Aditya angrily kills Veerapandiyan. Since then, Nandini vowed that she would destroy the Chola Empire and Aditya, and now Aditya's love had turned to hatred, as Nandini had married Parveteshwar. In the next scene, we see that after winning the battle in Sehla, Arunmoji means Ponniyin Selvan, he comes with Buddhist company to meet his master, and master seeing Ponniyin Selvan's bravery, asks him to sit on the throne of Sehla. but Arunmoji refuses, as he had devoted his life only to Tanjavur and the Chola dynasty. In the next scene, Princess Kunduvai comes to Tanjavur palace and informs her father King Sundara Chola about the conspiracy going on in the palace. In the next scene, we see Parvateshwar and his men talking, planning to ensnare King Sundara Chola and get Madurantkan coronated before Aditya and Arumoji arrive, and then Nandini. Parvateshwar further tells the plan that he will have to stop Aditya and Arumoji from coming to the palace both by any means, and Nandini's plan is to call Arumoji to the palace by any means, because if Arumoji is in the palace, Aditya will not able to come. And then they can separate brothers and kill them. In the next scene, we see that Vanthyathevan reaches Sehla by a boat, and some of Pandyan's men reaches there in the next boat. In the next scene, we see that Parvateshwar reaches Sundar Chola with some ministers, traps Sundar Chola in his words, sends a message to Sehla with an official seal to call Arunmoji. But all this doesn't seem right to Kunduvai, and King Sundar Chola says that she should go north and bring Aditya to the place. If both my sons are here, then no one will be able to do anything. In the next scene, Vanthyathevan goes to meet Arumoji means Ponniyin Selvan and gives him the message of Princess Kunduvai, and when both of them are on their way to the palace, Pandyan's men attack them, but they survive. In the next scene, we see that Kunduvai reaches Aditya in north and asks Aditya to go back to Tanjavur, but Aditya refuses as he did not want to meet Nandini there. And he complains to Kunduvai that you had sided with King Sundara Chola to take Nandini away from me, and that's why he became like this dangerous. And Kunduvai explains to him that this was the right thing to do at that time, because he thought about the kingdom. Also Kunduvai tells that Parvateshwar has sent army to call Arunmoji to Tanjavur, that's why you should also support your father and brother by reaching Tanjavur. But Aditya refuses because of his stubbornness. In the next scene, we see that the information about the army sent to Sehla reaches King Mahindra of Sehla. Pandyan and King Mahindra of Sehla join together, and when Arunmoji and Vanthyathevan come to know the army has come to take Arunmoji, Vanthyathevan says it must be the army sent by Parvateshwar, and he has some trick, but Arunmoji means Ponniyin Selvan agrees to go with them. And then he makes a plan. Arunmoji asks Vanthyathevan to go in his place wearing his prince's clothes, and himself goes to the other side of the sea in simple clothes, so that no one can recognize him. But the army of Pandyan and Mahindra kills Parvateshwar's army and captures Vanthyathevan, but they later find out that it is not Ponniyin Selvan, and that's why they throw Vanthyathevan tie over the ship. Seeing that Arunmoji comes to save Vanthyathevan and start fighting with Pandyan's man, then a huge storm comes in the sea, due to which their ship sinks. Arunmoji was badly injured in that fight, and there is no trace of him in that storm. In the next scene, the news reaches King Sundara Chola in Tanjavur palace that Ponniyin Selvan died due to drowning in the sea. King Sundara Chola gets heart attack on hearing this. When Aditya comes to know about this, Aditya angrily marches towards Tanjavur with his entire army because he knew that Nandini was behind all this, and now he wanted to kill her. And with this part 1 of this movie end, in the ending of the movie, shown a glimpse of part 2, where Nandini goes to sea at the same place where the ship sunk. With this the movie ends. So guys, thank you for watching the video. And don't forget to subscribe, cause we going to explain next amazing movie for you. Thank you. Keep watching and stay safe.